No,
Okay.
I don't. Yeah.
How would you say the mood is today? A little bit removed
I've
from
only
the
seen
game?
a couple guys. Yeah. So some of the staff was at the rink, but everyone else is meeting at the plane, so I really haven't seen anybody yet.
How about for you?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm looking at it in video, breaking it down, pretty clear again. So I think it's correctable what we're doing. I think it is. It's a mindset. It's more mental, obviously, than physical. It's disappointing for me to this point, and we'll chat about it as a team because I've seen this team sort of excel, fight through adversity, obstacles in their way, and play a resilient, determined, you know, tenacious game. It's not always perfect. It's not always pretty when you compare it to, say, last year's team at times. But we've found ways to win hockey games, and generally that's through our hard work, effort, determination, all the things that I've talked about, detail in our game, and like we're just not getting there for 60 minutes. We're not getting there for 30 minutes in some of these games. You know what I mean? So that's sort of frustrating. I want to discuss with the guys as to some of their thoughts why. What our expectations are for the way the game's going to go, so we can all get a clear picture on it and enter the game with a really good mindset on how we're going to win. But it's been frustrating a little bit. Like I see us, you break down the series, game 1, not that good. Okay, poor actually. Game 2, start poor. And then we get to our game for 2 periods. We win a hockey game. Game 3, I liked. Even the start, I know they scored first, but I liked our game 3. We win again. And then we've taken a step backwards for 4 and 5, And so in a lot of the areas that we were trying to ramp up for 2 and 3. So I don't know the message as far as tactical play and some of those things. It's not really changing. We're looking at some different areas. We've talked about a bunch of different areas through the course of 5 games, but we got to get more consistent, more detailed in our game.
Taves, I talked to him yesterday. He mentioned that he feels like sometimes there's 4 guys kind of standing around and watching while one guy's fighting for a puck or whatnot, and he said there's too much of that. Is that something you're seeing a lot of?
Yes.
Okay.
We discussed that after game 1. It's like, I bet you if I polled the whole room, how'd you think your work ethic was tonight? They'd be like, I worked hard. Well, they all are working hard. They're just working hard one guy at a time or 2 guys at a time. When you have success, it's a pack mentality. 5 guys working to win the battle, to win the race, to win the battle, to work for support, to do the early work to get available for outlets for the puck in all 3 zones, and our work ethic is sporadic. That's what it is. It's not dialed in, and we've tried to show some examples of that. We got better at it, no question. The rest of game 2, game 3, they understood it. It actually feels like you're working harder when you're working by yourself, because you get extended in your own zone, you get isolated, and you have to work extra hard because you're outnumbered all the time.
You mentioned sticking together and not fragmenting last night. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
It is.
Guys are freelance working on their own?
Yeah, it's part of it. Also sticking to the detail of our game, like how we want to move the puck, where we want to go to support it, like how quickly we have to get there, doing that early work and doing the right things, and then trusting that the guys around you know what's coming too. We talked about being predictable to ourselves, and because they're shutting that down sometimes, which they will, we want to try to do something else. It's not working out for us. I feel like it's a game of odds. The more times we can do this, the more times we can put the puck there to win that battle, the more we're going to get to play offense. Defensively, the more times we can get back with our numbers and break up or win the entry battle, we'll get out of the zone. Like I said, our breakouts are getting better every game. The numbers on them show it. So we're doing some good things, but we got to take the next step in order to have success.
Coach, you mentioned the adversity and kind of having to deal with it, and everyone's got to go through it. Has it felt at any point like the adversity's piling on, and maybe it'd be nice to go a game or two without having to battle through that adversity?
I think the adversity for this team has been relentless this year. I can't remember, in all the years I played and then coached, where it just keeps coming and coming and coming, right? But that's why I'm so proud of this team and what they did during regular season. That's why I'm so frustrated now, because I feel like regardless of, the outcome of this series, I want us to put our best foot forward, keep grinding, because we've done it all year. And then you can, you may have success and move on. You got to go do it again, and that's tough. But that's what you have to do in order to have success. I want our team to be proud of the way we played and what we've gone through, regardless of where we finish or exit or have success. That's just sort of the mindset I want our team to have, and I think they've earned that right to this point. Now we got to finish the job.
A couple more because the players are here. Go ahead, Ariel, then we'll go Bennett.
What would that look like to you? What would that success look like to you?
Is us go play our best game tomorrow night and see where the chips fall, and if we get the opportunity to do it again in Game 7, go do it again. It doesn't guarantee you're going to win the hockey game or the series, but I want us to put our best foot forward. And I feel like we're, if you look at this series, we haven't done that consistently enough in order to win this series yet.
Bennett, then Ryan.
The grade 8 chances have been pretty few and far between in both of the last two games, even with the breakouts getting better. Is there something different in these two that you've noticed in your offensive zone play that has sort of prevented those from?
Yeah, we're not getting into the offensive zone play enough, so getting numbers on the forecheck, putting pucks in areas where we can get them back, not staying disciplined with our puck play. If they're shutting down a rush, that we're not making a hope play, again, you got to play the odds. If we have to lay it in someplace and go win an entry battle in order to play offensive zone play, then we got to do it. And we have good examples of it too. You put a puck in and you win a battle, and then you go play zone play, get a couple good looks at the net, a rebound opportunity, and then they shoot it out. But you got to repeat it. And the more times you repeat it, the better chance you have of scoring something or drawing a penalty or etc. Winning the wave battle.
There's Ryan.
Is there more pressure on your team, do you think, to win this, or on Seattle now that they're in the?
Oh, it's on us. Yeah, it's on us. I mean, come on. They're a second-year team. They got in the playoffs. They got a good team. They're playing loose. They're confident. They're obviously the guys in their room are like, well, yeah, we want to win, but expectations are on our team. But that's nothing new to our group either. We've dealt with that over the last 3 or 4 years, last year especially, and they got the job done. I believe in our team to be able to deal with the expectations. That no one's putting more pressure. I've said it a million times. We're putting the most pressure on ourselves out of anybody, right? Because we want to win and we want to get rewarded for the hard work we put in for the season.
Thanks, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Transcription time.
Did you?
Wait, did he say we're getting?
I can send you, because I paid for
Kale and Cogliano.
paid for it.
Scale now.
You paid for it?
Yeah.
Here we go. Yep. Come on, Andrew. You guys paid.
Let's go, Andrew.
Right.
Jared was talking about how thinks guys are working hard. It's just maybe not working together in a connected fashion in some sense. What are the things you can do to get more connected?
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way of describing it. I think, I think everyone's trying, and the will to compete is there. I think, if we kind of compare what we're doing to what they're doing, I think they're playing, really connected in all 3 zones, and it seems like we're not. And I think they're a team that, they're good. They play a strong, like I said, connected team game, and I think that's the one way to probably beat them. So, and when you're not, I think it exposes guys in different spots and different positions where you get kind of isolated, and mistakes happen, and the mistakes that we're making, they're causing goals. It doesn't seem like they're making those similar mistakes, and we're not getting those opportunities. So I don't know. I think you gotta whoever you're playing with, you got to work and you got to talk. And I think the biggest thing is talking on the ice. I think that's the biggest asset you have to be a connected group.
I feel like it's possible there's too much dependency on guys like Nate and Miko at the top to kind of carry the team through that.
Yeah, I think, I don't think obviously throughout the lineup we've done enough. Clearly haven't scored, but we probably haven't done enough in terms of creating momentum, creating opportunities, creating zone time, and we know what we're going to get from Miko and Nate, and we know that they're game breakers, and it seems like as a team, we're not putting them in enough situations to, put us over the top to win us games. So, and providing offense at the right times. I think, a big part, bulk of our team and our lineup, especially in the offensive group, the offensive side of it, is to create momentum, create opportunities, and create a level of compete that breaks teams down, and then when you get those guys out, when those players are tired or lines are tired, they're really good at capitalizing on opportunities. So I think as a whole, our offensive and our forward group hasn't done enough of that.
Andrew, can you talk about the belief in the room and maybe compare it to where it was the last few months of the season?
Yeah, I think, if I look at, this season, overall it's been a very, challenging, and, we've been through the whole story with the adversity and all that, but, playoffs is, no one really cares about that. I think everyone's in the same position and everyone wants to win and everyone's competing for a Stanley Cup. So, ultimately we haven't done enough to, on a competitive side of things to outplay their team. Really, I think that's just simple as that. So, do we believe in ourselves 100%? There was many times throughout this season where we could have went away and we could have, said it was too hard or, found excuses and we didn't. But that was the regular season, and now it's a different animal in the playoffs, and we're faced with that opportunity right now again. So, with the culture we have here, belief is the biggest thing, and that's instilled from the top down. So that's never going to go away, but I think we're at a point now where action is much louder than words.
Devon Tiggs mentioned last night that maybe this season had been a little bit frustrating in terms of having to get guys on board and that getting everyone pulling the rope in the same direction. Have you felt maybe that this year was a little more frustrating from that standpoint, getting everyone as bought in as maybe they were last year?
Well, I think it's just the the nature of guys in and out of the lineup and just not having just the same kind of you're playing with this guy every night, you're playing with that guy every night. I think with the amount of kind of injuries and things we've had happen, there's just been different situations that have come up. So I'm not blaming. I don't think there's anyone to blame in terms of their will and their want to be a part of something that we're doing and the team aspect. I just think overall it's just been a different situation because you've had to tweak playing with different people and doing different things and playing different roles at different times. So I think that's probably what he means.
Couple more for Andrew.
I'm curious, I know you and Darren Helm are good buddies, and how just hard has it been to watch what he's had to go through this season with not getting much time in the regular season, and then you get to the playoffs and plays one game and gets knocked out again?
Yeah, it's sad. I feel awful for him, and he's a big part of this team. I think he's very undervalued in terms of what he brings, and especially at this time of the year. He's a guy that you could put on the ice. You know what you're going to get. He competes at a high level, and when we had our line together in terms of how we played, I thought it was something that created a positive thing for the team on a shiftly basis. But we miss him. I think we miss him on a player level, but on an individual level, I feel really sad for him because the guy works and works and works, and it seems like he's just had unfortunate bounces, and I'm hoping we can get him back.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yep.
Appreciate it. He's like literally right there. So. Let's go, Bill.
Okay, I'll go ahead, Peter.
I guess we'll get it out of the way, but we haven't talked to you since the suspension was. Just your reaction when you heard the news.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Such a weird one. Obviously, I'm never going out on the ice to hurt anybody. I mean, for me, I've been in that scenario this year multiple times, obviously, with direct head hits. So my intention's never to hurt anybody, and it's unfortunate that was the result. And I hope he's okay and stuff. And but overall, I think probably the first call in history that went from no call to a major to a minor to suspension. So it's a little bit of an odd one, but it is what it is. You put it in the past now and kind of move on. But yeah.
Just curious, when they go from a major to a minor, do they explain to you kind of why they made that decision? Or?
No, I was trying to ask the ref on the ice. He wasn't really giving me much. I was like, what's just kind of your thought process behind it? And I didn't really get much, and I didn't really get much in terms of the call either. It was just, obviously it's all subjective. So for me, I know what I did. I didn't mean it, obviously, for it to end out the way it did. And yeah, I just have to move on, and you gotta put those things in the past.
It seemed like you thought maybe the puck was in his feet or, mixed up with you guys somehow. Is that kind of how the play unfolded from your perspective?
Yeah, so my perspective was pretty much, obviously I was back checking, he shot the puck. I didn't know where the puck went at all. And then I saw him check back of the net and then look at the corner. And then as that happened, I was following the corner, thinking the puck would be there. And I think even in the clip you see like a shoulder check to see if anybody's coming down my left side. And then I thought, even after the collision, I was still thinking the puck was going to drop like right at my feet, kind of. So it was just a really unfortunate circumstance of events. In no means that I want to finish anybody that hard in an unprotected state like that. But yeah, it was just, I didn't hear a whistle or anything, so I was figuring the puck was in play. 'Cause, I mean, 9 times out of 10, the whistle goes usually after the puck is shot or goes in the mesh and stuff. So for me, I was like, well, it must be coming down in the corner. And yeah, it was just kind of a tough read from me, and a tough bounce, obviously not having a whistle early.
You mentioned that you've dealt with head injuries this season. Have you been able to talk to or reach out to McCann at all?
I haven't, no. I mean, I don't even know if it's confirmed that it's a head issue. Obviously, any injury is just, it's unfortunate. I don't, like I said, it's not something that I was intending to do on that play at all. And yeah, just a really unfortunate one.
Having to sit out for Game 5 now, heading into Game 6, how do you feel? How's your motivation for having missed that, looking at this next game?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to just accept it. It is what it is. Obviously, it's tough being out for a game, and especially a home game in playoffs. But like I said, it is what it is. You got to move on. I'm excited to get back at it tomorrow with the guys, and hopefully provide a little bit of extra spark or energy, whatever we need. So for me, it's just looking forward now and looking to enjoy the atmosphere in Seattle.
You're going into a hostile environment already, and now they're going to be even more fired up with you coming back there. Do you thrive off of that in any way?
I mean, I don't know if that's the right way of putting it. I don't think it's something that really affects me too much. I don't think I've ever been booed like that in my career, but it is what it is. You have to pay the price for what you did, and at the end of the day, it's just, like I said, I got to put it in the background and move forward. And obviously the atmosphere in Seattle is really cool. They're super loud, and it's awesome. So I don't think it's going to add too much to that.
Time for a couple more, Peter.
What just is the mood and confidence level you sense around the team at this point?
Yeah, I think the confidence is still there, and I think our mood's still high. I mean, this team, I haven't been here in a circumstance like this, where I guess you go down in the series. Maybe my first playoffs was San Jose, but or maybe in Vegas, I guess. But overall, it's just, you just have to stick with it. I think for us, the big thing is everybody's trying to be something right now that they maybe aren't all the time. And I think the roles for everybody just has to we all just have to take a deep breath, kind of settle it down, and kind of play our style. So, I mean, it's tough. You look at all our lines, every line's missing basically one component with whatever it is, injuries, guys out. So it's tough, but at the end of the day, we have guys that all year that have stepped up. So guys just have to be able to do that now, and it should be the most fun time to do it now. That's for sure.
Is there anything that you pick up on, maybe sitting in the press box that you wouldn't see maybe on the ice or even just watching film?
Yeah, I think there's some things for sure. I mean, if there is, like, I try and relay them to the guys. But no, for me, I love watching hockey, but I hate watching our team. It's just painful. I feel like I grinded my teeth down like 2 inches last night, so it's not ideal. But yeah.
Last one, Peter, quick.
Jared's shown a willingness to play Nate and Miko huge minutes. How prepared are you potentially tomorrow to play have a lot of ice time?
Yeah, I got to be ready. I mean, obviously I miss a game, so hopefully I'm fresh and can get the fresh legs going. But yeah, I mean, I like to think I played big minutes for most of the year, so hopefully it doesn't come as anything too out there for me. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to try and make an impact when I'm on the ice, and that's all you can ask for right now. It's everybody's just got to give it their all, and we'll see where the chips lie. But that's kind of our focus, and that's our mindset.
Great, thank you, Cam.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.